Finally, let's move on to Brian and talk about colorant suppliers. And like in the equipment industry, there's many manufacturers. And Chromoscape has been around for a number of years. But talk to me about the different factors a mulch manufacturer should consider when evaluating a colorant supplier. There's many different price points, chemistries, manufacturing processes. What should they consider when evaluating a supplier?
Firstly, Ted, I have to thank you for mentioning that Making Mulch, which was the beginning of Chromoscape, virtually invented the color-enriched mulch product out of a pallet shop in Akron, Ohio. It's pretty common knowledge in our industry, and we take very much pride in that. What should a colorant producer be looking for in a colorant supplier? They should be looking for, firstly and foremost, do they have the size and the capability to deliver a product in a timely manner that performs the same from batch to batch? Yeah. These colorants that we all use are primarily carbon black pigments, which are used in a great deal in the tire industry and the printing industry, which takes up most of the available carbon black in the marketplace. Red iron oxides are used in household paints and cosmetics and animal feed. So it's used in a lot of industries at much higher volumes than we use in the colorant industry. Does your supplier have the size to demand from the industries they serve? Are they buying enough of these raw materials to demand tight spec, high quality pigments from batch to batch? Or is a supplier lower on the procurement list and have to settle for wide spec raw materials? So they have to change their formulas from batch to batch to get any level of consistency. So I guess to paraphrase, it's important to know their size and do they have the strength to demand high quality, tight spec raw materials? And do they have the national footprint to deliver your products in a timely manner? Or is your colorant traveling across the country? Are you shipping products from the East Coast to California? Or do you have a national footprint where you can get to those markets quicker and your product is not delivered in 3 weeks?
Right. We'll talk about this later, but this product does not have an endless shelf life like a piece of equipment. So there is some factors there to consider is some of the environmental factors and the time for manufacturing.
While these colorants are very similar in nature to the paints you use on the inside and outside of your house, they're water-based dispersions. And if you keep them stable, they will stay stable long. Think about that gallon of paint that you painted your bathroom with. You used half of it, you closed it up, you put it in your garage, it stayed there over winter. You're coming back next spring and you want to touch up the bathroom and you open it up and that gallon is silly putty on the bottom.
Right.
These mulch colorants, if you keep them out of direct sunlight and extreme temperatures, freezing temperature is the biggest harmful to mulch colorants. You keep them out of freezing temperatures and extreme heat and direct sunlight. Even a 270-gallon tote, a 4,000-pound tote of colorant, if they're kept in stable environments and put a good mix on them 90 days, they'll virtually last forever.
Sure.
If you make them susceptible to these extreme temperatures, it will affect the stability and the performance of them.
Yeah, that's a great point. So you've been around the industry for over 20 years, and you've probably seen many mulch producers come and go, but you've seen some start from the bottom and grow to be some of the largest mulch producers in the country. What have you seen some of the pitfalls that they've made in evaluating different colorant suppliers? And at the end of the day, to be a successful mulch producer, what are they really valuing in a colorant supplier?
I think you have to look at your colorant supplier two ways. What do you want out of it? Do you just want colorant and an invoice?
Right.
A lot of people love to sell you colorant and send you an invoice. Or do you want a true partner on your site that are going to work hand in hand with you to keep those cost metrics in line to your targets? Archie talked about grinding and screening, and there's a cost there, right? We talk about handling products with conveyors. There's a cost there. If your colorant vendor is spending time on your site and accurately measuring your hourly production rates, your colorant application rates, your water application rates, and giving your team the tools to meet your desired targets on these costs, You have another set of eyes and more than just somebody in an office sending you coloring in an invoice. You have a hand on your site who's treating your business as theirs and giving you and your staff the tools that you need to meet your targeted cost and performance parameters.